Hi guys, Abs here. Welcome to a demonstration of Content Lamp. With this software, you're going to be able to generate content for any keywords you enter inside of it, and you're going to be able to generate content that is at least 95% unique and perfect to use, especially when you're using Ant-Aladdin or any one of your other tools out there. Okay, so the way this works, it works in 3 phases or in 2 phases. It's got a scraper and then an article generator, and of course on your settings tab you can work with Spin Rewriter or the Best Spinner. They're both highly recommended, and the way the software actually works is it scrapes article sites, multiple article sites, and one of those article sites in particular, eZine Articles, is fairly sensitive to the amount of pages you visit in a day or in a certain time period. So if you're not working with proxies, then you might need to disable scraping from eZine Articles. However, it is highly recommended that you use proxies and work with eZine Articles because you get some real cool tags and articles from there. Okay, so let me just show you exactly how this works. So the very first thing to do is to enter a file that holds your keywords that you'd like to scrape. So I've actually got a file here. I'll open this with Notepad. And as you can see, I've got a keyword in here called gardening. You can have one keyword per line and the software will do it for you for each one. So in this file, I've got gardening. I'm going to import that file inside of here. Okay, keywords, and that's gardening, and I'm going to enable proxies. If you want to work with proxies, guys, all you need to do is have a file inside of the content_lamp.exe folder and have it called proxy.txt. And let me just open this up, and you need to make sure you have your IP followed by a colon, then your port, one per line, and the software will randomly use these, especially when working with the eZine Articles. Well, they come especially useful when working with eZine Articles. So I'm going to click on Enable Proxy. I'm going to click on Search. Before I do, guys, look at in the same application folder, you're going to have a folder called Results. The Results folder will be generated after the first time you work with this, and inside of there you'll have a folder for each one of the keywords that you've got content for, or the software has scraped content for. So this one is going to make us another one called gardening, and it takes about 1 minute to 2 minutes to actually generate or scrape this content, guys. So I'm going to put this on pause and come back as soon as it's been complete. Okay, so we're all done now, and as you can see, we've got a new folder inside of here called gardening. If I click on that folder, as you can see, we've got lots and lots of content, up to 39 articles, sometimes even more it will scrape, and it's got 2 more files in here as well, one called tags.txt, and if you open this up, what I'll actually do is open this up with a regular Notepad so you can see it. Okay, if you open this up, this holds all your tags. Okay, so let me just show you exactly how you could use this. Now, you don't have to use it this way, but you could. Okay, so inside of Ant-Aladdin now, I'm going to click on Generate Content. I'm going to add a new one here. And for now, I'm going to add my tags in there. And let's just go back over to the gardening one. We've got a titles file in here as well. I can copy all of these titles as well. I can go over to Ant-Aladdin and I can add all of the titles in there as well. I can click on save, and let me just show you what actually happens because of just them titles. Now, if I drag this over and add this over to here, and let's just say all child hubs. Now, if I hover over this, okay, you can see the tags there. Let's have a look at the titles. Hydroponics gardening. Oops, let's have a look for organic vegetables, and let's go to Live Journal. We've got Green Tongues, quotes about gardening, and we've got Tumblr. We've got Is Gardening Making a Comeback? We've got Friend Feed, Stunning Contemporary Garden Studios by the leading brand Garden Lodges. We've got Plurk, Green Tongues, quotes about gardening. Again, that had the same type of title there, but that's because we don't have, that's because it's spinning, it's not actually spinning the title. We've got one title after the other. So anyway, this is just an idea of what you can do, guys, and exactly how useful this can be. Whether the content's going to match or not, that's not going to be entirely well, that's entirely what we're going to look at now. Okay, so what about generating articles? Again, guys, these are articles that you could go ahead and use for research if you wanted to, or whatnot. Basically, what the software does, it works in 2 phases. So at the moment, you've generated content. So as you can see, I've already generated content for things like weight loss. I've generated content for social media syndication. I've generated content for bodybuilding, and I've just generated content for gardening as well. Now, every time I want to have content about gardening or anything like that, I can actually have the software work from them files, or I can scrape content again. But let me just show you how the second phase works. Article generator. In here, you've got three ways, or you've got three scripts you can work with. One of them is generate random article spin. Now, what this does, if you're working with this, it allows you to choose how many paragraphs you want in your article. So you might want an article with 10 paragraphs, which means it's going to have much more content. But anyway, what this does is generating a random article spin would basically, if you had 10 paragraphs you chose, it will choose 10 different articles or multiple different articles from here, choose 10 different paragraphs, and then spin and mash up everything together and output it in spin syntax after sending it over to the best spinner or spin rewriter. Now, the flow of the article might not be the best, but the uniqueness is always going to be there. But if you don't want to use this, you don't have to, because you can also use the generate article. And what this will do is take one of them articles, spin it for you, make sure it brings back that uniqueness for you, and the flow of this article when using generate article is going to be much better. Okay, and generate article from spin, guys, is obviously when you've spun your articles and you want to generate unique versions of them without the spin syntax, and that's what you use here. So let me just give you a quick example. I'll go generate article. I'm not going to be using any of these number of paragraphs to generate random article. I'm going to import my folder in here. Okay, so I'm importing my gardening folder in here, the folder that contains all of my content that I want to generate articles from. I'm going to generate 2 articles, and I'm going to save these articles to the articles folder here. And I believe I have this articles folder here. As you can see, we've got no articles in there, and I'm going to click on generate. And what the software is going to do now, oops, look at that, it's failed to spin the article. Let's click on generate again. So what the software actually does, oops, look at this, it's having issues communicating with spin rewriter. But if you try it a few times, guys, then it should work. What normally happens is if the spin rewriter doesn't give us a proper connection, or it times out with that connection, as you can see there, when I was clicking on generate, within a second the software was telling me that spin rewriter wasn't accepting the connection, and that could be because it had a slight moment of downtime, or it was super busy, or whatnot. But as you can see, it's already generated 1 article. If I open up this article, as you can see, it's all in spin syntax. I'm going to generate an article from this in a moment as well, just to show you what it looks like, and we'll actually use it and add it inside of Copyscape to make sure it is got the full uniqueness. So anyway, the reason this might be taking a little bit longer, guys, is because the software does try 5 times to communicate with spin rewriter or whoever you're working with or whoever you're using it with, and that's exactly how it works. Okay, so let's just generate article from spin now. Let's add in these articles, the articles that we've just created, and we'll add them to the older article folder. Okay, so that's this folder here, and I'll delete these 2 articles here, and I'll click on generate, and that's quickly generated the articles for us. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take these articles, or we'll take this 1 article here, for example. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to enter it into Copyscape, and I've got a premium version of Copyscape. As you can see, I've still got 189 credits on here, and I'm going to click on premium search, and what this is doing is going to check against everywhere else on the internet to see if there's any text that matches to this. And as you can see, we've got 263 words and nothing matches this whatsoever, and this would be a fantastic article that you could use for when working with Web 2.0 sites or any other sites as well. But this isn't the only one that it does. Of course, guys, this was only generating article. The uniqueness on generate article only could be a little bit less than when doing generate article from spin. This one's guaranteed much more uniqueness, but as you can see, I've just generated an article from an article after spinning it, and we've got no results found on Copyscape as well, and it's going to be perfect to use inside of Ant-Aladdin. Okay, so let me just show you exactly what we'd do. So for example, this is an article that we used from, that we generated, and we could go inside of Ant-Aladdin here, for example. We can go into the body, enter our spin syntax into the body, click on save, and let's just see if that's gonna, right, what we're going to do here is try and drag this over. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right or not, because I've already dragged something over. Oh yeah, fantastic. And as you can see, if you have a look at the body, if I can go over here, you can actually see it's got the line breaks between them as well, and you can actually see it's out of the Spin syntax now as well. So we've got things like benefits of garden makeovers, then we've got, you know, you've got lots and lots of Spin syntax. Everything's in Spin syntax. Sorry, everything has been untangled from the Spin syntax that we entered inside of here. Okay guys, so this is exactly how you'd work with the content lamp. You can generate content for whatever tools that you want to work with, and of course all you have to do is scrape your content first and then generate your articles, and anytime you want to generate articles for content that you've already scraped, then all you have to do is import that folder inside of here. So the next time I want to generate articles for, let's just say, muscle building, I'll just start to generate articles from here. Okay guys, so this is exactly how it works. It's super simple to work with, and I hope you enjoy working with it.